There are two versions of this story, the one the public watches and the one that exists beneath the headlines. Most people have only seen the composed, measured face on camera delivering carefully worded statements, the public version of strength. Millions have watched her perform with extraordinary grace, offering words of reassurance while holding herself together under unimaginable pressure. But the reality, the private, hidden story, is far deeper, far more painful. The tragedy is layered. It is not only about a missing loved one, it is about the years of preparation, the invisible burdens, and the quiet heartache that comes with them. The weight of public expectation. For those watching from afar, it seems almost impossible how she continues to function. The world sees a professional maintaining composure, carefully calibrating every statement for public consumption. What goes unseen is the private torment behind each word, each measured gesture. She must balance personal grief with professional obligations, perform courage while concealing fear, and manage a national spotlight while her own life has fractured. Every smile, every calm statement, every appearance on camera carries the weight of expectation. Expectation from colleagues, viewers, and the public at large. It is a performance born of necessity, not desire. Life at 54, the stage of achievement. At 54, she should be at the pinnacle of her life and career, enjoying the fruits of decades of hard work. This is the age when accomplishments are meant to solidify, when the years of sacrifice and relentless effort culminate in stability, recognition, and personal fulfillment. She has built a career that many would consider legendary, navigated institutional challenges few could withstand, and raised 2 children while holding one of the most demanding roles in television. Her life is the embodiment of achievement. And yet, in this defining moment, all of that seems to hang by a thread, fragile and impermanent. The day. Everything changed. February 1st, 2026, arrived like any other day on the surface, but it marked the beginning of a crisis that would fracture her world. On that morning, her mother's home was found empty. Authorities confirmed what she already feared. Her mother had been taken against her will. Suddenly, the term kidnapping became attached to a woman whose only public identity was that of a loving mother. In that instant, her life split into 2 realities, one for the cameras, where control and composure were required, and one in private, where fear, helplessness, and grief coexisted with uncertainty about her mother's survival. The physical urgency of a crisis. The first layer of tragedy is starkly physical. Her mother is elderly, with a medical condition requiring daily heart medication. Without it, every hour brings increasing danger. The kidnappers did not merely remove a person from her home. They placed her in a life-threatening situation, one where every passing minute counts against her survival. Understanding this, she has lived every moment since the incident with the knowledge that her mother's life is at risk. To carry this knowledge while performing flawlessly for a nation is an extraordinary psychological and emotional burden few could sustain. The conditioning of a lifetime. Her ability to remain composed under such pressure is not accidental. It is the product of a lifetime of conditioning. From an early age, she learned to respond to intense stress with performance rather than collapse. Every moment of training, every lesson in self-control, every expectation of strength has built her into someone who can operate flawlessly in crisis. But this conditioning is double-edged. While it allows her to function publicly, it also prevents her from releasing her own vulnerability. She cannot allow herself to fall apart because the person who once held that permission, the mother whose love defined her, is now absent. The emotional landscape of a daughter. The private reality of this tragedy is emotional and intimate. She faces the absence of the one person whose voice has carried the ultimate authority in her life. Her mother was the source of guidance, reassurance, and unconditional love, yet she is now unreachable. This void magnifies the emotional toll of the kidnapping. Every instinct that might allow her to seek solace is denied, leaving her to navigate grief, fear, and uncertainty alone. The daughter who once looked to her mother for comfort now finds herself performing a strength she does not feel, sustaining the illusion of control while her heart is breaking. The legacy of love and expectation. Love shaped her life, but it came with exacting standards. Her mother's fierce love demanded strength, resilience, and achievement, teaching her to excel under pressure. Yet that love was expressed through expectations rather than unconditional affirmation, leaving a hunger that accolades and professional success cannot satisfy. It is a quiet, ongoing struggle. The question of whether she is enough, not to the world, but to the person whose love mattered most. Even at the height of her public recognition, she continues to ask the question that has haunted her since childhood. Am I enough? The intersection of public and private pain. The tragedy deepens when considering the interplay between her public and private lives. Publicly, she must present an unwavering facade of composure, offering calm statements, engaging with the media, and thanking the public in a precise order. Privately, she wrestles with fear, uncertainty, and an unrelenting sense of personal inadequacy. The dissonance between these two realities is relentless. Every smile on camera conceals dread. Every measured sentence masks panic. The public cannot see the internal struggle, but it is as real as the crisis itself, and it compounds the heartbreak she endures daily. The unspoken tragedy of a lifetime. The deepest layer of tragedy is perhaps the most profound. It is not just about the kidnapping or the medical urgency. It is the quiet, lifelong longing for unconditional affirmation from the one person whose approval and love defined her identity. This is a tragedy that does not produce headlines or viral moments. It is the kind of pain that lives in the interior life, the silent ache of a woman who has given decades of herself to meet expectations and still wonders if she is loved simply as she is. It is an emotional reality that only becomes visible when we look beyond the surface. The gift that could heal. The ultimate healing for her will not come from public recognition, professional accolades, or even the safe return of her mother, though that is paramount. It will come from hearing, finally and unambiguously, 3 simple words: I love you. Not tied to achievement or composure, not awarded for success or resilience. Just unconditional love. These words are the acknowledgement she has sought for her entire life, the reassurance that she has been enough all along. The greatest gift her mother can give now is the affirmation that strength is not the measure of love, but love is the measure of being enough. Conclusion: beyond headlines. This is the true tragedy of her story. A woman celebrated by millions, capable of extraordinary composure and strength, yet longing for the simple, unconditional affirmation that only her mother can provide. The surface story captures only the public performance, the composed statements, the visible grace. Beneath that is a multi-layered grief, a lifelong question of worth, and the profound need to be loved without condition. The hope is that when her mother returns, those 3 words will finally reach her. Until then, the tragedy continues, quiet, deeply human, and heartbreakingly real.